I don't know if any of you were involved in this, but during interviews, when I found that there was something that really took some serious discussion, I literally would take the missionary out to the cultural hall, and we would walk around that cultural hall and talk. I would take them, if it was an elder, I'd take them by the arm. Sisters, we didn't, I would not do that. But, and we would talk and talk and talk, and after about the 13th thing, everything got resolved. It was just amazing how walking helps out. I do first interview session as a brand new mission president, Pioneer State. And all of these missionaries were in there with some local residents who had brought them. And I had an elder out of Germany. I don't know that I should give you the name, but he was part of the interview process. And after the interviews, we knelt in prayer. I had him pray. I wanted to hear him talk to Heavenly Father. And then I prayed because I wanted the elder or missionary to hear me talk to Heavenly Father. And then we stood up and I gave him a hug. He was as stiff as a board. The arms were straight down by his side, and there was no real meaningful contact with him. And I thought, well, this is a new experience for me to go through this. I noticed him staying around in the lobby of the church, the foyer, just waiting. And I didn't know if there was another problem or not. But after we were all through, he came to me, he said, "May I talk to you privately?" And I said, "Sure." So we went back into the room where we were holding interviews. And he said, "I come from a military background. My grandfather was an officer, military officer in the German army. My father was a military officer. I'm supposed to become a military officer." And he said, "I have never before in my life I've ever been hugged." And then he said, "I would like you to teach me how to hug people," which I thought was a wonderful introduction to missionary service for me on that particular day. And I noticed that in the years, the months that we had together, he really did soften up and really became, now on the other side, again without mentioning names, after an interview and after prayer with an elder, again, I hugged him, and then we walked towards the door, and he said, "President, I need to tell you something." I said, "What is it?" He said, "I am not comfortable when you hug me." I said, "Well, that's not a problem, because I won't hug you anymore. I'll just shake your hand. I may touch your shoulder. I may touch your elbow. I might even put my hand on top of the hand clasp, but that's all I'll do after this." And he said that would be nice. So the next month when we had interviews, and with him, again, we had prayer together, and then I took him by the hand and walking him towards the door, because I was basically through. And he said, as we got to the door, "President, you've forgotten something." I said, "What is it?" He said, "You haven't given me a hug today." And I said, "Well, you told me last time that you didn't want a hug anymore." And he said, "Well, I've been thinking about that, and I think I'd rather have the hug."